Look,
Good looking and this comfortable on camera.
What type of in real life, like which type of these characters have y'all dealt with?
Yeah, the streets are gonna talk. I mean, it low-key looked like they forgot the interview was happening and just started flirting for real. Let's just say their connection has raised more than a few eyebrows over the years, and lately, those eyebrows are back up and doing full workouts. But don't worry, we'll get to that part of the story later, cause there is more to Ealy than that. He's always been that guy. The smooth, deep-voiced, blue-eyed heartbreaker who could steal a scene with a single glance. Whether he's playing the man of your dreams or the ex you wish you never met, he brings that cool, calm energy every time. From barbershop
and please, black people, be on time for something other than free before 11 at the club.
To Think Like a Man,
Just don't want a relationship based on lies. That's called marriage.
Ealy carved out his lane in Hollywood and stayed in it without getting messy. Let's take it back for a second and look into the life of Michael Ealy, the wins, the drama, and everything in between.
Let's go.
Michael Ealy was born Michael Brown on August 3, 1973 in Washington, D.C., and raised in Silver Spring, Maryland. His mom worked for IBM, and his dad was in the grocery business. Real people, real grind, nothing handed over. He wasn't the type of kid you'd peg as a future heartthrob. He was quiet, thoughtful, deep. He studied English at the University of Maryland, but it wasn't until he touched down in New York that the acting bug bit, and it bit hard. There, he took the stage in off-Broadway plays like Joe Fearless and Wojak. Small crowds, big dreams, and a young man sharpening his craft without needing applause, just the truth. He wasn't chasing fame. He was chasing connection and storytelling, something that actually meant a lot. And when Hollywood finally came knocking, it paused for a second. Like, that mindset, that focus on substance over spotlight, is exactly what set him apart. A friend tipped him off about the barbershop audition, and the rest is history.
And Russell's like, yo, blood, you heard of this movie called Barbershop? And I was like, nah.
He didn't roll in with a big resume. He walked in with real presence, which landed him the role of Ricky Nash, the reformed ex-con with a soft side.
Jews didn't get money, dog. Holocaust survivors got money.
Then came his role as Slapjack in Too Fast, Too Furious, throwing punches and burning rubber with Tyrese and Paul Walker.
Graveyard shift, man.
Yo, why don't you run with us, Ted?
He followed it up with Barbershop 2 in 2004.
Kind of like the old Terry before all the changes and stuff.
Proving that the first time wasn't luck. But while other actors might have stuck to one type, he was already flipping the script.
I am an actor first, so it's the joy of that is to be able to play characters that you don't always agree with.
He got the role of Tea Cake in the 2005 movie Their Eyes Were Watching God.
It's just a sickness. It's the sickness.
That wasn't just a role, that was a whole vibe. Virgible Tea Cake Woods was a character with such soft charm and tragic depth, it left people wondering if he just walked out of a romance novel. That film cemented his reputation as the kind of man who could ruin you emotionally and still have you begging for more. But while people were busy calling him the Blueprint, he kept stacking roles. He appeared in 7 Pounds with Will Smith.
Needed a double lobe transplant. Tim could only give me one, of course.
Gave a haunting performance in For Colored Girls as Bo Willie.
Is that your man down there in that car?
Are these his kids?
And flipped the script again with rom-com swagger in the movie Think Like a Man and its sequel, playing the smooth but soulful Dominic.
And I don't need you to do that for me anymore. I'm doing me now, all right? Thanks for coming.
Hollywood wanted him for the looks, sure, but what kept him working was his range. He could break your heart as a struggling single dad, make you laugh in a group chat-level comedy, or terrify you with just one intense stare.
Come here, Kenya.
By the 2010s, Ealy was a fixture. Not flashy, not tabloid fodder, just consistent. He showed up in Takers.
Always waited at least a year between jobs. There's a reason for that.
About Last Night.
Weren't you the one that said get in and get out?
Part of getting in, genius.
The Perfect Guy.
Do you love me?
and the intruder.
Hey, whoa. Keep working. What the hell are you doing? Keep working.
And no matter the plot, he always brought the quiet intensity. He made you lean in, made you care. On TV, he didn't slow down either. He gave an Emmy-nominated level performance in the show Sleeper Cell.
So the business associates.
Played Dorian the android detective in Almost Human.
The enhancements have been known to add sensory abilities or a notable increase in intelligence. Maybe you should try it.
And held his own in The Good Wife.
I'd like to call a vote of all the equity partners to censure and dismiss Diane Lockhart as an equity partner.
In 2022, he joined the cast of Bel-Air.
And I've always been enamored with your work.
Keeping his name relevant while also mentoring the next wave of talent. And yet, through all of it, the breakout hits, the cult favorites, the emotional gut punches, Ealy never leaned too hard into fame. He wasn't out here trying to be that guy in every movie. He moved like a man who knew his worth but didn't need to shout it. Even his music video roles were iconic.
You know, you're like she's singing to
No.
Stop singing. Please just lip sync, because it's too much.
He showed up as the love interest in Mariah Carey's Get Your Number, Beyoncé's Halo, and John Legend's Tonight. Basically, if there was a song that could make you cry in the shower, Michael Ealy was probably in the video staring at someone like they were his entire universe. And here's the kicker. Through it all, he never lost that emotional edge. You can still feel it in every role, like he's carrying a story you haven't heard yet, something personal just beneath the surface. Maybe that's why people believe him when he plays a man in love, or a man losing it, or a man trying to hold it all together with one last ounce of calm. For someone who spent over 2 decades in Hollywood, Michael Ealy's record is squeaky clean. No arrests, no leaked drama, or Twitter rants gone viral. The man moves like he's allergic to chaos and loves living a private life.
I don't live my life in a social way. I don't put everything out on social media. I don't live like that kind of reality lifestyle.
Yes.
But even when you mind your business, the business sometimes tries to mind you. In July 2024, Ealy made a brief appearance in the gossip mill after a video went viral of him hugging actress Meagan Good a little too warmly. At least according to the internet detectives with Wi-Fi and too much time. The moment sparked a wave of speculation, especially because Meagan was dating actor Jonathan Majors at the time. People started whispering, blogs started buzzing, but Meagan Good herself shut it all down quickly. She publicly clarified that the hug was nothing, and everyone needed to calm down. Just a case of camera angles and wild imaginations. Earlier in his career, there was also a little tension with Chris Rock on the set of Bad Company back in 2002.
First of all, I'm not your son. Second of all, did it ever occur to you that I might want to do something because it's the right thing?
Ealy said Rock was rude to him during filming, which caused some awkwardness. But here's the mature part. Rock apologized years later, in person, at the Golden Globes. They squashed it. No lingering beef. No drama dragged out online. That's Michael Ealy in a nutshell. If something does go sideways, he handles it like a grown man, quietly, respectfully, and then he moves on. Now let's talk about his love life, because yes, it was giving movie script.
Yeah, boy.
After meeting on the set of Their Eyes Were Watching God, Halle Berry and Ealy had an off-screen romance. Together, they looked like a perfect match, 2 stunning stars, both thriving in their careers, and for a moment, it seemed like the kind of romance that could actually go the distance. But, like most Tinseltown romances, it hit a wall. Word is Halle wasn't really ready to commit, and they decided they were better off as friends. But let's be real, that's the kind of what if that lingers, like the fish the fisherman never forgets. But the real chapter, the one that mattered most, began in 2008 when Michael met Katira Rafiqzada. She wasn't in the spotlight, no red carpet regular, just a grounded woman raised by Iranian immigrant parents who shared his values and love for a peaceful, private life. They dated quietly for 4 years, and in October 2012, they got married in a private ceremony in LA. Then later, they had a larger reception for friends and family, and that was that. No wedding spreads, no magazine deals, just a man who protected what mattered. Michael Ealy isn't loud about his wins, but they're there. At 51 years, he spent over 2 decades in the game, appeared in dozens of films and hit TV shows, and he has a fan base that borders on loyal obsession. His net worth? A steady $3 million. Not flashy rich, just smart, quiet, and always in control. But the real flex? It's not the money or even the roles. It's how he moves. Humble, intentional, and always 10 steps ahead in an industry that eats people alive and turned vulnerability into spectacle. Ealy stayed human. He played flawed men, tender men, and romantic leads who actually had depth. He showed black masculinity in ways that were layered, complicated, and real, the kind of representation that matters, and he did it while keeping his family sacred, his drama off the internet, and his energy clean. That's rare. That's powerful. So what is he up to now? Still working, still acting, still making moves, both on screen and off. You won't see him chasing trends or jumping into every project that pops up. He's selective because he knows what he brings to the table, and it's not just charm, it's a legacy.